talking about you, congratulations on the premiere of Alert Missing Persons Unit. I know it's been out for a bit now, but how has
Yeah,
that been kind of building up to that release for you and now getting to celebrate it?
it happened so quickly because I shot the episodes in late November, early December, and then they were actually finishing up the last episode when it premiered in
Mhm.
January. So it happened so quickly. So I didn't have this experience that usually happens when you shoot something and then if it's a movie, like good luck seeing it in like 2 3 years. And then if it's a TV show, sometimes it's like months and months and months. So it was very fast, and it's only a 10 episode season, so it's almost done. So it's been really cool to watch it, and it's been really cool to see how the story has progressed. And I got to see my first episode last Monday, and I'm on tonight, and then in a couple of weeks. So it was very exciting.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, for anyone who hasn't had the chance to watch it yet, it is a serious topic, but like, what can they expect from this show as a whole?
So the show is called Alert Missing Persons Unit. So it's all about the a team in Philadelphia that specializes in finding missing people and reuniting them with their families and loved ones. So every episode, the cold open is the person that is going to go missing. And every week it's been like, oh my God, they did that on TV. That's crazy. And so lots of action, lots of excitement. And then on top of it, there is a storyline that is the season-long story arc that is about the main characters and their own experience with the missing person. So I don't want to ruin it if someone hasn't started watching yet, but it's exciting. It's heart pumping. The characters are really fun, very different than I've seen on another cop procedural. So it's been cool to see how it's kind of developed as the show has gone on.
And we've seen your character once or twice this season already, but what was that like kind of stepping into Rachel and getting to bring her to life? Could you talk more about that?
Absolutely. I loved her from the minute I got the email from my agent with the script and the character description. She's literally described as, quote, a bottle of freaking sunshine, end quote. So I saw that and I was like, oh, that's me. So great. She's boisterous, she's fun, she's confident, she's sassy. I loved making my entrance with this, like, she's a medical examiner, and I think my first line was like, "Hey, hands off my body," and like someone's like looking at a body. So, but my husband and I, he helped me with the audition, and he likes to use that line every once in a while. It's
Okay.
been popular in our household. So it was a great experience stepping onto set. I felt very welcomed. Not that that hasn't been my experience, but sometimes when you step onto a show for the first time and you're either just on for one episode, which is called a day player, or you're going to be back for a little bit. If the show's been running for a while, sometimes it can be a little intimidating because once a show starts going, it's like a machine. Everybody knows what they're
Definitely.
doing. It goes like clockwork. Obviously, like people switch off if they're shooting in blocks. But typically most of the people who have been there are there. And I just felt so welcomed. Like I came in and everyone was so friendly and excited for me to be there. And my scene partner for most of my scenes, his name's Petey Gibson, and he plays C. And we found this like dorky, quirky, sciencey thing that will transpire on screen. And he was just so welcoming and so encouraging. And he actually reached out to me before we even started shooting to see if we could hop on Zoom just to chat and like talk about our characters. And it like, for me, if I'm ever in a position where I'm going to be, really high on the call sheet, that is exactly what I'm going to be doing. I felt like it was a great learning experience. And yeah, just like such a great thing to do for an actor who's joining just for a few days.
Definitely. So what I'm hearing is you would be open to returning for a possible season 2.
Yeah. I'll check my schedule. Yes,
Maybe you can
absolutely.
squeeze it in.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll have their people call my people. But yeah, if I'm fingers crossed that it goes for season 2, but I would love to see what happens after. I mean, I don't want to ruin it for anyone because we haven't seen that episode yet, but I'd love to see how the relationship between C and Rachel develops.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, what was your favorite moment or memory from your time on this set? Because it sounds like a very positive experience, all in all.
Oh, it was so much fun. My favorite moment hasn't happened yet, so I can't
Okay.
speak on it. But I can speak to like the episode that happened or that aired last week. And I think it was really cool to shoot on such a well thought out set and such a well how do I phrase this? Like it was really well set decked.
Okay.
Like the actual set was really cool to be able to interact with because it was like a forensic lab. So everything was like you could pick up anything and play around with it. And my character comes in and she totally takes over the space. And PD, who's playing C, is like, no, don't touch my stuff, please. And like we've had like a fun dynamic, but it was just it's always fun to find a director who is excited about movement because typically a lot of these shows you're sitting and you're talking or you're standing and you're talking or you're looking at something and talking. And this was like, I'm going to come in and I'm basically not going to stop moving. And it like your brain kind of goes like, how do I interact with everything and talk and act all at the same time? But then it happened. So it was fun. I do like a good walk and talk. You see that a lot on the West Wing where they're talking and they're like walking at the same time, but it's hard. It's really hard to do.
Yeah, definitely. And I loved your character portrayal, so perfect.
Thank you.
But I know you described it a bit further back, but could you describe this series as a whole in 3 words?
Heart pumping, edge of your seat. These aren't really words, they're more phrases. And
It works.
Quirky. What's
Yeah.
it quirky?
And my last question for you, I know you're celebrating this release because you have a few more episodes coming out, but do you have any future projects that you could hint at or talk about?
Yes, I'm going to be on the premiere episode of the spinoff from The Boys called Gen V. So I don't actually know when that's happening. I did see the preview and it looked really cool and really violent. So if you're into The Boys, I think they're taking it up a notch, which I don't know how they're going to do that, but because it is extremely violent. And then I am also I don't have like super amount of details yet, but my writing partner and I are in the midst of writing a rom-com feature. And we've been commissioned by a company in Toronto. So that'll probably be on, I mean, like I'm hoping, but maybe Hallmark might be Lifetime, one of those companies. So it's like you make it and then they buy it. So I'm hoping I'll have more to talk about soon.
Yeah, it sounds like you're keeping busy.
I'm trying. I think this business is can be difficult in the long run, but I think if you find ways to not just be one thing, I mean, you can like people, like a lot of people just are actors and that's fantastic. But diversifying definitely keeps you sane. And I found writing has been a really nice outlet. I love to express myself in that way as well. And then on top of that, I'm also an acting coach. And that's been really, really satisfying in like the most selfish way possible, that like I love seeing other actors just flourish and thrive and fall in love with acting again. And it's like it almost fuels me as an actor. So I don't know, like I think I think from the outside, from the normal world, if you're not like winning an Oscar, people seem to think that you're not really an actor, but I think I mean, success is what you view it as, but I find that just enjoying the process and being in it for the long haul and finding joy in things that maybe aren't just booking, like really can help you go for a long time without, having a mental breakdown every once in a while.
Yeah, 100%. Congratulations on everything again, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Gracie.